Yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and today we're looking at, in detail, the brand new Inter 20 from Nacra. Yes, it's a reboot of an old favourite with quite a new streamlined look. Okay, so starting at the back, we have got the same rudder blades as on the Nacra Evolution. These are very high aspect rudder blades which give really light, responsive steering. Very effective, very long. The length does of course come with its own set of challenges when sailing in shallow waters, but worth it. The rudder system is exactly the same as on all of the Nacra catamarans. It's a tried and tested design that works really, really well. The user interface for the helm, we've got the Nacra Carbon telescopic tiller extension, works exactly as you'd expect. And then we've got the Harken 10:1 main sheet system. This system has become the industry standard for this type of catamaran. And then that is mounted on a Harken ball bearing traveller car and separate Harken cleat. So the cleat stays put while the traveller does the travelling. If you thought the rudder blades were long, then check out these Dagger boards. Yes, very high aspect Dagger boards, carbon reinforced for maximum lift, low drag for best possible performance that you can get with a straight Dagger board. The cross beams and the self-tacking jib track are actually the same as on the Nacra Evolution. So if it's working so well on that boat, why change it for this one? For pure pulling power of the spinnaker sheet, the Harken HTE blocks have been used, which have got a lot of grip on the inside of the sheave there that really does give you the resistance that you need to the mighty 25 square metre spinnaker on this. Rather than slots glassed into the hulls, for the Dagger board cases, we've got these innovative bearings which are actually adjustable, so you can adjust the rake of the Dagger board according to your crew weight and wind strength. Yes, we can take this a lot more technical than we've been able to do in the past. The sails on these boats really are a thing of beauty. The deck sweeper main is more forgiving than that of an F18 because the gap at the back is probably getting on for twice the size of the gap at the back of an F18 deck sweeper. The spinnaker system and downhaul system are exactly the same as that on the Evolution. The spinnaker halyard, you pull it up from up the mast here, and then it is an all-in-one spinnaker halyard system. So when you pull it up, it also pulls the tack out, meaning there's way less for the crew to do. So the tack line is attached to this Allen Dynamic 30 block, which goes up through the bowsprit out to the end, which then pulls the spinnaker to the end of the pole. The jib sheet system and Cunningham adjustment are the same as that on the Evolution, which has been proven to work extremely well. And then one thing that I wasn't so sure about to start with is these kind of kick bars on the Trampoline, which initially you would assume are to help you get out onto the trapeze more easily, which for me, I didn't feel was necessary. But what they're actually really good for is when it starts getting a bit sporty, you're flying the hull and you're sat on the boat, these bad boys are going to stop you from sliding off down the trampoline without having to find the toe strap with your foot. Very handy. So in conclusion, yes, the Inter 20 really is what you'd expect to be coming from the world's leading catamaran manufacturer at this time. All of the evolution of the catamarans from Nacra have led us to here. So from the Inter 18 to the original Inter 20 with the very different hull shape, then onto all of the other F18s that Nacra produced over the years. Each boat has evolved the systems and the technology that little bit more. And then of course, the other 20s, the F20 and the Carbon 20 FCS, offering massive performance, but with a lot more sheet load and a lot more at stake. Whereas the Inter 20 is a 20-foot catamaran that I think will be a good boat for any slightly heavier sailors to manage in a good amount of wind. Yes, I was lucky enough to get out for a spin on one of these bad boys in a decent bit of wind from Danny, who is probably one of the most knowledgeable cat sailors I've ever sailed with. Okay, yes, that's right. We are in a photo shoot for Nacra, and we're going really fast, but we're going the wrong way. It's almost identical to the Evolution, except it's bigger. The width is the same. It even uses the same beams and rudders, centerboards, dagger boards, sorry, as the Evo, but it's 2 foot longer. It's got a bigger rig, and it really chews up these waves. Feels absolutely great. Okay. I think we have to stop. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Okay, you got it? All right, I'm going to come down a bit. Here we go, coming down. Okay. All right, so we've elected to go back in because Danny knows that if it's getting windy out here, which is fine, back at the beach, it's going to be a different story. Okay, so we've unlocked the rudders, dagger boards out. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, we've lost rudders, so now we're going to meet the beach. And there we are. We didn't quite kebab anyone on the beach, which is definitely a win for them. Okay, whoa. Okay, woo, there we go. What an epic time out on the new Inter 20. It was great to sail with Danny. I wouldn't have hit the beach like that if Danny hadn't been on the boat, and it worked perfectly. Sorry there was no kite, but we have to look after Hardy's boat. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV. Yes, I will. And if you get the opportunity, if you're in Holland and Danny said, can I come out with you on your boat? Say yes.
Thank you.